Hey you guys, it's Dani. Today we are going to have a lot of fun. Well, I think it's going to be a lot of fun because this deck makes me so giddy and so childish. It's fun and I laugh and I giggle. So let's talk about mystical medleys. So Mystical Medleys is a Liminal 11 deck, and I have been just geeking out over it because as a kid, this rubber hose animation was one of my favorite things to watch. So it was so much fun, and this really brings that back to me. So in the other video of Luna Soul, I said how much that inner child came out when I was using it. It was a little more serious and soft. This is just fun. I don't have many decks where I'm just like, this is fun. It makes me laugh, it makes me giggle, and that was this for me. I didn't expect to be enthralled, to use this for, you know, some deep and serious things. So when I got this in the mail, I was just really excited because there are not many decks that I just kind of get and cut loose and just have for funsies, but this is definitely one of them. So in accordance with that, I have decided, a tangent already, we're going to go on a tangent, that I am going to share with you guys in the description down below some of my favorite cartoons from when I was a kid, because some of them actually remind me a lot of the images that are in this tarot. So just a few of my favorites. I think if I can find the two Felix ones, I'm going to put that down there, because Felix, I had this VHS tape and the cover disintegrated over time. I watched it so much, and it's these like dollar store VHS cartoons that my parents used to get me, and it ended up being some of my favorites. So there's like a Felix where he meets Neptune. There's one where he has the golden goose and meets a bunch of pirates. But my two ultimate favorites, like top notch, like if I'm going to watch cartoons, I want these two. Jack Frost, and I believe it's called Balloon Land. I call it the Pincushion Man, but it is Balloon Land, I believe. It'll be linked down below. It is so fun. And like I said, some of them, like, I see that in this deck, and it makes it so much more fun. So if you have some time, if you want to kill some time watching some cartoons, I'm going to leave those down below. For the time being, let's get into mystical medleys. So here we are, mystical melodies. Editing Dani throughout the walkthrough, for whatever reason, even though I got it right doing my intro, I kept saying mystical melodies instead of mystical medleys. So please ignore me. So you guys, this is, again, Gary Hall's Mystical Melodies Vintage Cartoon Tarot. This is by Liminal 11. They sent me this to take a look at with you guys and give my opinion, so that's what I'm going to do. The box is super cute. It's super vibrant. We have our little sneak peek on the top. We have two of their additional cards, the guidebook, all the good stuff. So first and foremost, you can get kind of a glimpse, like everything is personified like it usually is in the cartoons. So our flowers have little faces, our buildings kind of look like they have faces on them as well. Excuse me, sorry. I'm like really fighting not to cough today. I don't know what my deal is. But anyway, so let me show you my favorite part. I know this is so silly, but this is my favorite part. Watch, check it out, check it out. Oh my God! We have the devil card underneath when you open our magnetic strip here. You guys, the first thing I thought of when I saw this was Moby the Golden Calf. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? So in the 90s, Kevin Smith did a string of movies, Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob, Dogma, Clerks, all kind of stuff like that. Well, we see Moby, I believe, in Dogma for the first time, and it kind of flows through past that. But this reminds me of the golden calf. Okay, so it's kind of like their own like McDonald's, I guess, but it is the villain in Dogma, one of the villains in Dogma. So I thought it was really funny that this is what it reminded me of, and it was the devil, so I love that reference. Anyway, even if it's just mine, so this just tickled me. I feel like a little kid, so giddy about it. So dumb, y'all. So inside here, I don't know if y'all can see, is the star. And its counterpart, we have our box with our patterning on it, is under here. We have the sun. We have the sun down in this one. So we still have the cardboard here. Our hardcover guidebook, which we'll go over in a bit. And our cards. So our backs are reversible. You can see the little patterning. We have the moon, the pyramid, all of the suits represented. So it is reversible backs. And the sizing is standard tarot sizing. So this is the Marseille weight, and it is standard tarot sizing, which I really do love. And we'll talk a little bit more about the cardstock when we shuffle and stuff, but this has by far been my favorite cardstock that they've had. So, are y'all ready? Let's get into the cards themselves. Okay, up close and dangerous. We are here with the Fool. So let's address the elephant in the room. These hella big borders, right? Okay, so my theory is that the art format is just different. It's not a tarot format. It is just almost kind of like paper formatted, you know, like it's not elongated. It's just kind of squat. So I feel it. I don't know how much you could modify without, I don't know, kind of making the backs non-symmetrical. But hey, whatever you want to do, right? It doesn't really bother me so much because we have like this kind of inked newspaper look all the way around, so I really don't think about it much. I find that it pretty much blends into the background, but we all know a lot of people don't like borders. I'm usually one of them. Like I said, this doesn't terribly bother me, but I kind of wish it was just a bit less. I feel like I want to see more of what's going on. But again, this very much looks like formatting because of the way that it's done. So I'd rather have a symmetrical piece than something trying to be elongated. So there's that. So let's start with the Fool. I'm going to probably pop in and out as we go because there's some things that I have a lot to say about and some that I don't. So we'll see how this turns out. Here we can start to see our tables personified, which I love. I love the little beetles that are throughout. Our lovers make an appearance also in the Devil, so we do have that link there. So here's one of my references to Jack Frost. Our trees come alive in that cartoon, and this very much reminds me of that. Okay, so let's talk about Temperance, because I laughed the first time I saw this because I feel like it's so goofy. Like, I do have a lot of trouble taking this card. I mean, none of them you can really take super seriously, right? But this one just seems super extra to me. Maybe because, like, immediately it looked like a crazy cartoon version of Elton John. Maybe that's just me. But, yeah, I was just like, wait, what is this now? Because at first I was like, is this the star? Because of all the stars around it. And I was like, oh, no, it's Temperance. Okay. There's our devil. There's our lovers. Let's see. Did he grow a mustache? He did. He's evil now with a mustache. But we have basically our same lovers. Maybe they've grown into this. This is another reference. Okay, so the fact that it's the tower makes it even better for me. But in Balloon Land, they have the tree that it kind of like squeezes its head, and out of its nose comes the sap, like the rubber tree, to make the balloons. This sounds absurd of me just saying this out loud. But when they start this war with the pincushion man, right? Sorry, coughing. Anyway, when they start this war with the pincushion man, they are trying to make as many balloon soldiers as possible. And so the tree is just like trying so hard to get all the sap out of itself, and it looks like this, and it is their tower moment. It's like, what's going on? Everything is falling apart. So this is a huge reference for me when it comes to that cartoon. I recommend watching that one and Jack Frost if you don't watch anything else. Okay, anyway, back to it. This the sun definitely makes me think of that video of oh my god, who is it? Is it Soundgarden? Black Hole Sun, where like all the faces are very exaggerated. That's what this reminded me of. Let's talk about this happy squirrel for a second. How cute is he? So, my deck did not come with its counterparts. So, the two bonus cards are the happy squirrel and the sad squirrel. So, my deck does not have sad squirrel energy, so I'm really happy about that. Look at this guy. He is grumpy. So, I don't have that one to show you, but this is what it looks like. Our little sad squirrel. So, I was lucky enough to have no sad squirrel vibes, only happy squirrel vibes. So, there we go. On to the minors. So, I love the personification of the clouds for all of the aces, of course, except for the cups. But this one just spoke to my heart. The witches, y'all. Oh my god. Can you tell this is thoroughly enjoyable for me? Here's our Ace of Cups. Definitely reminds me of Casper, one of my other favorites. Oh my god. So, I mean, my mushroom is represented, and I was so happy. I love mushrooms so hard, you guys. So when I saw that this was the Nine of Cups, I was like a child. I was like, oh my god, it's a mushroom. I know, it's so silly and it's so simple, but I love this Nine of Cups. Probably one of my top Nine of Cups in the fun department. Another one that I don't know what it is, but I love this card. Maybe it's like the candle head and then the crying bedpost. Like, I don't know. makes me happy in a weird way. And that's usually not the right sort of feeling for the Nine of Swords, but in a way it's like sort of is, in the sense of nightmares. Like, nightmares aren't real. They can still be scary. They can still keep you awake, but when you stop and think about it, sometimes it's just your fears kind of coming out. I don't know. I like it. I think it's fun. Alright, so let's talk about this cardstock, you guys. This is a relatively thick deck, as you can see, but check this shuffle. It is bendy. It moves well. Like, I don't know if maybe this is a little less than what they normally use, like a lower GSM, or maybe it's just the inner core. I don't know. This just feels different. Let me see. Okay, like even from the Cosmic Slumber, which of course we do have matte here, and these are more glossy, but it feels a little thinner. I guess we can't really see, right? Kind of. This actually looks thicker, but feels more pliable than this. I don't know. Let me see. Do I have another one right here? I don't. It must be in my cabinet. Well, poops. But I don't know. It just feels more like, I know the New Chapter Tarot felt a lot more thick. I know it was a little bit shorter, but it felt really thick. It was almost hard to riffle shuffle, like to get that bounce, whereas this one isn't. I don't know. This is some good cardstock. Probably, again, one of my favorites so far, because I don't know, it just feels like it moves so much easier when it comes to riffle shuffling. I feel like they all move pretty well any other way, but I riffle shuffle. That's kind of my thing. So yeah, I don't feel like it will fan all that well though. Again, I'm not really one to fan, because yeah, I can't even get it to start. Hold on. Maybe if I do that. No, I can't. I'm just not good at it enough to even give it a good go, but like I feel like it just kind of chunks, but it doesn't stick together. Does that make sense? Like it chunks, but it doesn't stick together. I don't know. That sounds kind of dumb, but I mean, if you get it, you get it, y'all. Okay, let's, this horrible fan, let's go ahead and pick one and check out the guidebook. Oh God, we got Elton John. We got the Temperance. So let's take a look at this guidebook. Do we want to come up a little bit? Let's do that. Okay, so the guidebook. So we have our hardcover guidebook. Wait, I'm going to do the cliche tarot reader or tarot tuber. I'm going to knock on that. That's a hardcover. Y'all, that tag is so funny if you haven't been watching. We have our basic little table of contents, forward and introduction, and then we go into our majors, which have full page. Of course, it is full color as well. And then our minors are just smaller little readings for those. But then we have, I want to show you guys the how to read tarot here, and then the spreads. So these are really fun. I did all of these spreads. We have just a regular quick draw, the what's happening, the lights, camera, action, but I loved this spirit scale. It kind of went through like the chakras, and it talked about like each one like is talked about chakras and sound, right? So a musical scale and chakra point. So like number 1 is note C, the heart chakra. 2 is D, the throat chakra. 3 is E, the third eye. So it kind of goes down. This one was so fun. If I had to say anything about these other two, the what's a happening and lights, camera, action, I really did like this one. But the way that it is written here, everything is kind of crammed together. So when I went to be like, okay, now what was number 1? I had to like, the first card reveals what might be weighing you down. Okay, so then I look through that, and then I'm like, okay, what's the second one? And like, I have to go back and find like the second card. So it did that for both of these. I found that was a little more difficult than the way it was set out here, where you have the different kind of space, a different line for each one. So if I had to say that just wasn't, I didn't care for that because it was just harder for me to find, because I'm unfamiliar with these. So anyway, that's that. So let's read Temperance. Let's check it out. Where are we at? Temperance. So let's see. At the end of a long and winding road, you frolic, beaming with joy at the place in which you've arrived. The golden path is lined with adoration and accomplishments. It's been a long journey to bring you here, but great works require such undertakings and can take a lifetime to achieve. The angel within has taken flight and unleashed the superstar's great potential. So, I mean, it could be Elton John to you as it is to me, because he is a superstar, am I right? Okay, underneath here, it says, take the contradictions of your life firmly in both hands and let your true self flow. Reinvent yourself over and over again and find the right measure to succeed. Aim high in your life. There's no wishful thinking here. When fate and ambition combine, great things are possible. So there you have it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this little run through of mystical medleys, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I can't help but smile when I think of this deck. So let me know, is this one that you are going to be adding to your collection? Also, what are your favorite cartoons when it comes to the rubber hose cartoons? I would love to know. I'm always down for it. So anyway, you guys, I hope you've had a great time, and I will talk to you all very soon. I'm sending you all my love. Mwah. Later, Gators.